Hello everyone, Tutu Mora here with the Y, bringing you tools to feel well in your body, mind, and spirit. So today, it's Friday, we made it through another week, and we're gonna be doing some Qigong. This Qigong sequence is going to help facilitate rest. Whether you're gonna take a nap, whether you just need like a few minutes to recharge and relax, or whether you're laying down to sleep, and sleep has been really difficult to achieve recently because it's super chaotic out there and a lot of us are having trouble sleeping or sleeping well and finding, peaceful restorative rest. So this sequence is going to create space in our body, mind, and spirit, soothe our nervous system so we can settle, so we can quiet down those busy thoughts, so we can quiet down our tense, tight bodies, and maybe just bring some soothing attention to our spirit so that we can invite in some space to rest, some space just to full body exhale, right? So all of this is going to be taking place lying down. However, I just wanted to start standing so I can show you the different spaces on the body that we're going to be bringing our attention to. So there are a number of energy centers within the body, and we're going to be directing energy. If you've done Qigong with us before, you know that we work with energy from the earth, yin, and energy from the universe, which is yang. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing in with our intent, so really just a goal that is set with our energy. So with our intent, we're going to be calling in energy from the universe into these different points in our body, which I'll be guiding you to. So we're just going to go through those points so that when I indicate while we're lying down, you know where to go. Okay, so the space that we're going to start with first in the guided meditation is the heart space, which we all know where this is, the heart space. And then the space we're going to be returning to over and over again is our center, our dantian, which if you've done Qigong with us before, you're probably familiar with. Now the dantian is right below the belly button. And so we're going to be starting with drawing energy in through the heart and drawing that energy through the heart down into the dantian. So that's the first space, the heart. And then we're going to be moving to the spleen. The spleen is almost right to the left of dantian. So we're going to be drawing in that energy from the universe into the spleen, through the spleen into dantian. So universe to spleen to dantian. Then we're going to be moving to the solar plexus, drawing energy from the universe through solar plexus into dantian, through solar plexus into dantian. Then we're going to be moving to the sternum, the second heart, pulling energy from the universe in through the sternum, down into dantian. Then we'll move to, it sounds complicated, but I'll guide you every step of the way, and it's in this spiral pattern intentionally. Then we're going to be bringing energy from the universe right into dantian. From there, the throat, through the throat into dantian. Then we're going to move into our root. Our root is located right at the bottom of our torso. So that's going to be right between your genitals. So I want you to feel like you're drawing that universe energy through that space into dantian, into your root. And so then we're going to move into the forehead, pulling energy from the universe, forehead to dantian. From there, back of the knees. Energy from the universe through the back of the knees, up into dantian. Then the crown of the head. So this whole space here, energy from the universe, drawing that in all the way down into dantian. Last 2 points, right about here, right like center of the ball of the foot, through both feet, drawing that energy from the universe through the balls of the feet into dantian. Last point, it's about 16 inches above the head, so it's not a physical body point, rather a purely energetic point. You're gonna be drawing that energy into that point and feeling it throughout your whole body. So this system, this little sequence that we're gonna do, it almost spirals energy through all these different energetic points throughout your body. And so I'll be guiding you through it. And if you happen to fall asleep during this process while I'm talking, that's totally fine. Let yourself rest. That's why we're doing this anyway, okay? So if as we are moving through this sequence, you start to get caught in your head, always just return to this sensation in your body and just see if you can sit with, focus on feeling, and listen to my voice. Okay, so you won't need any props. You'll just need a soft space to lie down, whether that's the bed, a couch, the floor, a mat. And just get comfortable. If you want to be covered up with a blanket, that's fine. Letting your legs stretch out long. And so let's just start with that first point. So first, attuning to your dantian, noticing it, that space right below your belly button in the very center of your body. And using your intent, so your goal, fueled by your energy, you're going to allow energy from the universe to come down into your heart space. So feel, see if you can just feel, even if you're just using your imagination, that's okay too. Feel that energy coming down into your heart space, that expansive, powerful, opportunity-focused energy of the universe. Just bringing that down into your heart space and see if you can feel from your heart that energy travel down into your dantian. And so we'll just take a moment here to allow that to happen and see if you can feel its path. Just tracking that sensation, being open to it. So breathing, allowing that energy to enter into your heart, down through your body into your dantian. And so now we're going to move to that spleen point, right to the left of dantian, allowing that energy from the universe now into your spleen point, feeling that energy enter that energetic space, and with your intent, drawing that into your dantian. So see if you can feel the progress. See if you can feel the energy travel into your spleen, through that space into your dantian. Again, even if it's only your imagination. Now, if you're really sensitive to energy, you might feel what's happening now. You could feel just a softening of that space. It could feel a little cool in temperature. It could feel a little buzzy, like energy. It could feel just like an opening. And so now we'll move to the next space, the solar plexus space, which is right where your ribs meet, the bottom of the sternum, a little bit below that. We're going to draw energy from the universe into that space and feel that energy then move through the solar plexus into your dantian. And so we'll allow that continuous thread just to happen. Track the sensation of that energy moving from the universe through your solar plexus into your dantian. Breathing, opening to that energy, to the experience. And then we'll move to the second heart. So right between your heart and your throat, that sternum point. And so now drawing that energy from the universe in through the sternum, down into your dantian. And just feeling your way, even if you're imagining it visually, see if you can also just track the sensation. Now, it can be a little bit difficult to quiet our bodies and our minds down. So if your mind is still feeling particularly active, just have a little compassion for yourself. See if you can push past that little resistance. And again, come to the sensation that you're feeling in your body. And so now we're going to move to the next point, which is just your dantian. So pulling that energy from the universe right into your dantian. Right into that point, right below the belly button. As if there were an orb of glowing light right in your low belly. And that universe energy is feeding it. It's growing, it's becoming brighter. So just tracking that progress, continuing just to pull it in, allowing it in as you breathe. And so the next point, we're going to come to the throat, allowing in that energy from the universe in through the throat, down the body into your dantian. And so just feeling that progress, allowing that throat to open. Maybe it means taking a deep breath into the throat space. Inviting that universe energy in through the throat, down into your dantian. And so we'll move to the next point, which is your root, right at the bottom of your torso, right between your two genitals, inviting in that universe energy in through your root, up into your dantian, and just allowing that energy to come through, breathing into the low belly, breathing into the sit bones and hip bones, opening to that energy. The next point here is going to be the forehead. So above the eyes, right between the eyes. So that center of the forehead here, just drawing energy in from the universe, down through the throat and the body into the dantian. Allowing your face to soften, allowing your forehead to soften. Allowing that energy in from the universe all the way down into your dantian. Now, if any of these points feels especially powerful to you or especially relaxation inducing, feel free to hang out in any of these spaces as long as you need to, as long as feels good for you. And so the next point we're going to move into is the back of the knees. So inviting that energy from the universe in through the backs of the knees, up into your dantian. Softening the knees, softening the thighs, to allow that energy to come in, move through the backs of the knees into the dantian. Breathing as you create space for that energy to flow. And then we'll move to the next point, which is the crown of the head. And so just inviting that energy from the universe in through the crown of the head, the whole top circumference of your head, letting that flow all the way down into your dantian. And so relaxing the skull, relaxing your face, all around your head, your neck, so that energy can flow. Feeling the sensation, tracking the progress of that energy through feeling. And then we'll move to the bottoms of the feet. So right between the balls of the feet on both feet, allowing that energy in from the universe, allowing it to flow all the way up the legs, into the low belly, into the dantian. And just softening the feet, softening the ankles, the knees, the thighs, softening and opening so that energy can flow in from the universe, through the bottoms of the feet, up into the dantian. And then the last point here, about 16 inches above the head, allowing the universe energy into that point and just feeling that energy raining down through your whole body. And once again, you can hang out in this space as long as feels good for you. If you want to just let yourself drift away into sleep, or just rest here for a few moments in this state of relaxation, allow yourself to do that if you have the time. And so that ends this sequence. And so I hope that this was supportive to you. Feel free to return to this video again and again. I feel so much more relaxed. I hope that you do too. And I'll see you back here next time on the Wise YouTube channel. Take care.